We're a part of something special. We're a part of something special. We're a part of something special. It's a crack in time, a wrinkle falling from the nest, young eagle. I will pull my feathers out, stay humble, stay humble. Stay humble, stay humble, stay humble. Uncle Mana taught us like an elder, took us under older brother. He said, this is powerful country. This is powerful country, and we felt like we were returning to our land rebels and the shepherds of the sea. The takers are taking what the leavers will leave. So greet me, the black prince cicada, such a loud voice for a tiny creature. Oh, teach me to let go of all of my pain. I do forgive, I don't forget these things. I do forgive, I don't forget these things. Oh, we burned the blue gum for a safe passageway. Drank of the earth, smoke of the dirt, and my war paint was red.
These guys are great. And I love the name of your show, Lords of Consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, I said Lords and Ladies of Consciousness. That's right.
We try to transcend gender,
That's
the
right.
Lordanas, as we call them, right?
But I love it. I mean, it's a great name, Lords of Consciousness. And really, that's what all of us are being called to be right now.
Yeah.
Lords of our own kingdom. And what is our kingdom? It's our emotional, our mental, our physical, and our spiritual self. And the only one that can decide how you rule your kingdom is you. And in that way, you become the Lord of Consciousness.
But people are recognizing that their outside world does not match what they want, what they desire. But until you heal your inside world, you're not going to see the reflection coming back to you isn't going to be what you want. So I think that as people are recognizing that the outside world doesn't match what they highly want for this planet, we've tried to do all this outside work outside of ourselves, and it hasn't gotten us anywhere.
Your here and now can be amazing. It doesn't have to be the future we're building. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But we can't do that if we don't explore who we are right now in this second and fully appreciate the moments that we have rather than pondering moments we hope we have.
Throughout my life, I've been kind of operating in this, you have this me-centric, this self-centered kind of thought processes, which is only natural for humans to start off with because that's our survival. And then as you mature and as you choose to make more constructive decisions, you kind of get into this like kind of we area. You're like, okay, what's best for we? And then my vision is to pulsing that outwards to where people think about for the sake of all creatures. How can we act for the sake of all creatures?
This thing about talking to people who will listen to you, it's called finding people who know how to hold space. Okay? Holding space is a very important activity, and we all need to get really good at it. Because old paradigm is people come to us, they must be broken, they need us to fix them. And new paradigm is nobody's broken. Okay, nobody really needs fixing outside of themselves. They just need space help so they can work their way into their own solutions. They have their own answers. Everyone doesn't need our input, okay? Focus on your life, give your input to yourself, and then hold space for everyone else outside of you. And you do it with unconditional love and acceptance and just knowing that they have all the answers that they need and they just need a safe place to work into that. And that's holding space, and I love it.
And for me, in order to be aware, I found out I had to open my heart and care. And And in order to keep the caring going, you have to share. And so what are we sharing? What is this healing energy? And so when you tap into it, the earth knows more than what we do, and it channels through us then.
This possibility that we could embrace all life in a way that supports our health, the health of the environment, and the well-being of all species. And we can choose this. So I'm just inviting them to this possibility.
Yes.
And sometimes people can't handle the invitation because they don't really get that. It's too distant. But I don't care, then I just plant seeds. And one day, those seeds will grow into something.
Place where we're really trying to be the change that we see in the world. We're really trying to make a change and be completely sustainable and regenerative for this planet, because that's what we need right now. You know, it's like it really truly is up to us and the technologies that we use, and the ancient technologies, you know what I mean, like planting seeds are technology, and so we're taking that back into our hands and saying, hey, we're going to plant organic food, like we're going to, you know, nourish the earth, which in turn nourishes us, you know, and it's a symbiotic relationship, you know. It's like a marriage, you know, and you want to keep that right, you know, because you want to be able to hold and be held, you know, like the sacred feminine, you know. Every night you want to be in good relation. When you get into bed, you want to be like, I live my life in a good way, you know. I was of service today, you know, to the planet, to my family, to my crew, to myself, you know. I gave everything I had from love, you know, in a place of love. And so, yeah, man, we're just reminding each other. We're all just walking each other home, you know.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We do have this tremendous potential, which is that we're born into a body. And I said earlier, everyone has to ask why they're born here. Where do they come? You know, why do we come here? Forget where do you come from. That's a bigger question altogether. But why are you here? What are you doing on this earth? You have something to offer in a spiritual sense, in a spiritual capacity, not simply from the level of, oh, I'm going to make X number of dollars, or I'm going to have kids and marry someone or whatever it is. Like, that's okay. That's the material sense, sure. We have those paths too. But what is it spiritually that you're doing here? What are you learning? And I think that we're going through a tremendous global test, because we are being globalized. We're being put together en masse across all these countries, and we're having to live together now to recognize, yes, we have to respect. You know what? There are much more of us, the humans, the ones who are genuinely, generally speaking, good people that don't want to be enslaved, that don't want, you know, our lives to be dictated to us and controlled. And we far outnumber the few who are trying to control us. But if your intention is really just to control, manipulate, and have more power, it won't last. You'll be overthrown. It's just a question of when.
And I think these days the true rebels are those who go against this mainstream negativity, you know?
Yes.
All those powers and that control relies on people being willing to be controlled and letting themselves be controlled. And so when you think, well, I'm just one person, or we're just a small group of people here at the festival, and what kind of real impact is what we're doing making? Well, it's actually the only way, you know, and it's actually like the most massive impact to make. Because when you take away the control and you start to become in control of yourself and your own thoughts and your own actions, then all that power and all that money that they have doesn't mean anything. Because if you're not buying into it anymore, and if everybody came together and all did that, and every individual person did that on their own, then there would be no more need for that control, and there would be no more, you know, there would be no more grip on people. And so I think that's the main thing to always remember, is that the entire power is within you. As an individual, you have all the power over controlling, you know, the outcome of really everything on this planet. Because if you set on that path and you are an example to others, you have no idea how big that ripple can be.
I see the fundamental need for humanity to reconnect with spirit. This is the problem. This is the error that we have made. We have allowed our technological accomplishments and our material abundance to blind us to the deeper and more complex nature of reality. We are spirit. And if we are not spirit, then we're nothing except meat. It's the spirit part of us that matters, and somehow we have been persuaded to disconnect from the most important part of ourselves. That's the mission, to reconnect with spirit. Let's remember that there are hundreds of millions of people on this planet who are living in desperate privation and poverty. There are hundreds of millions who are facing starvation every day of their lives. And we are doing sweet fuck all about that. We're doing nothing about that. In fact, we're getting really upset about refugees. They're fellow human beings, brothers and sisters just like us, but we want them out. We don't want them entering into our space. I think that the human race has got to start dealing with problems like this. We are all brothers and sisters. We are here to love. While we disconnect from spirit, we will not do so. If we can reconnect, then I think the future for humanity can be a beautiful journey, an adventure and exploration radiant with love. And what else would we want? Thank you. Thank you.
Instead, if you want to see God, look in the mirror. It's the same guru, it's the same master that's right there within you. You only have to bring it out. And when you do, really wonderful things are going to happen, not only in your own life, but to the people around you and hopefully the greater world as a whole. So just keep on going. Don't lose faith. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to all reach it together, and it's going to be a beautiful time.
The recognition that all things are connected. So when we recognize ourselves in another, that helps us follow the golden rule, which basically ends that cycle of people hurting people. So doing random acts of kindness, or maybe we're kind of evolving to intentional acts of kindness, that's one tool. Group meditations, just anything to help people recognize that we're all the same. So if I hurt you, I hurt me.